Welcome to episode 55 of an Earful podcast with me, Matty Ashton.
And me, Matt Lum.
On this episode, we have Claire and Jake of the band All Ears Avow.
Yes, and it is a chunky chat. Chat. Just to clarify, we already know them from previous shows from Orcs Bloods, so it's been good to catch up with them, but we'll get all into that as well. We also talk about the return of live shows and the experience of playing a show throughout the pandemic. We talk about the power of bad reviews and just the overall power of streaming. We talk about the new single and the new imagery and horror and pet peeves as always. So
it's quite a funny pet peeves section this time.
Oh, it's good. It is. It's good.
One good point in general that we all get pissed off for, but yeah, you'll have to get to the towards the end of the episode if you want to hear that.
I'm trying to think of a pun relating to it, but I'm not going to bother.
No.
But anyway, enjoy the episode.
Enjoy.
So I thought it would be worth mentioning, as we just brought it up before, with how long it was since we played a show together. Funny enough, today is 3 years ago today.
No way.
Legit.
Blew my mind when he told me that.
Did you plan this?
It was. I do.
No, absolutely not. I've literally, whilst we're just going over notes before we were you guys jumped on, I just quickly popped on Facebook and the pictures from the show popped up.
That's brilliant. What are the chances, man?
It's fucking insane.
That's being stuck in traffic, and I remember specifically it being so warm, we're even wearing flip flops and stuff. Yeah. I remember walking the venue, the first person someone said to me was, "You're wearing flip flops," and I was like, "Great."
Flip flop shaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt's like Rain Man when it comes to knowing past band stuff, because he just comes out with all sorts of he could probably tell you what I wore on my first gig or my second gig. It's insane.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I was hoping to pull out some information about Matt, but I can't remember. Remember your bass player wearing a stripy shirt?
That was me. Yeah. The white stripy shirt. Yeah, wait, so who was this supporting then?
So it was We Signal Fire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. That was a hard thought I had to give that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was the lineup?
So it was us, so it was Orcs Bloods, and then it was you guys, and then it was We Signal Fire, if I'm right.
I feel like there was another support.
I do too, but I just can't remember who it is.
There was an opener. I feel like they were a three-piece.
Was we not the opener?
He had damn it, what's the bass rig that's weighs fucking barefaced audio?
Barefaced audio, Cab, you're right. And Joe was gushing about it because Joe has always wanted one to try
Joe
one.
always wanted, up and go, look, it weighs nothing. I was like, you can't have one.
Yeah, well remembered. Yeah. But see, look, I can remember those specifics. I remember you were playing a PRS. Remember Chris was playing, I think.
He was playing Fender's Telecaster.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, look, no, Samsung TV, mate. No.
I remember it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My memory is awful.
And burgers downstairs.
Did we?
Yeah.
Remember
how can you forget burger?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's 3 years to the date. Mental.
I absolutely love Death Institute because for how quirky it is. However, that stage is so fucking small.
Yeah.
And tall, though.
Yeah, it is tall.
Yeah. It's so high, but you're all like this because of everyone being chucking all the gear on the same stage. It's whoever's the first band, you're fucked. You're not moving. You're staying put unless you've got a wireless and you want to put your gear on the floor. That's the only way you're moving.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We would have been using a rack though. We wouldn't be using Aaron.
We've got we were using campers, you're right, but they were separate heads. Yeah. Now we've got a production rack that's 14U.
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck.
That because we've been discussing getting a different rack.
Actually that big, is it? 14U, but it's one of those ones where it's
shock mounted.
So it's got all this padding around it, and it literally is It feels like it's as tall as me. It's not. So I'm quite short, but
I
feels
can
like
lean
it's
on it
huge.
quite comfortably. I'm 6'2", you know. Yeah, we dubbed it Alan Rigman as well, and it's obnoxiously awesome.
Yeah.
To be fair, imagine that loading up all those stairs with it. I'm glad we
that
didn't
would have
have
been
it.
another one that would have pain in the ass.
I swear to God, since we got it, I feel like our upstairs and downstairs shows have increased by about 300%.
It's all been like Old Blue Last, Sin City, Swansea, everything that's up one of those death
Metal
trap
jagged.
stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst. Isn't it?
God.
Yeah, there's a photo of Old Blue Last of me and Joe carrying it outside on these stairs. Are you looking? I feel sorry for that guy. Oh wait,
That's me.
Us.
Yeah, that's
cool.
the thing in it. Academy Free has that as well. I remember it was like playing a couple gigs there, and you get like we were getting rust off stage, and like as soon as you're taking your gear down, it's like literally like you said, it's them like metal stairs that are just really steep, and you're trying to carry your foot like you know what I mean, your 4x10 cabs down there, and it's just it's not good.
Or an 8x10.
Or an 8x10 if
8x10, which is great. It's got wheels on it. But that doesn't accommodate for anything that isn't flat. Like, great. This is brilliant. If the loading is completely flat with no bumps.
Yeah. No, it's daft. I feel like it like for a smaller band though, it's like character building is them little things you have to overcome. You have to say you've done it. It's like a tick list, isn't it, really?
Yeah. That's how you wear off the Weatherspoons that you eat on tour and the McDonald's and stuff. But do reps with the cases.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, exactly.
You know, if your armpit just like.
Yeah.
Be surprised. There's a lot of bands that like who still do that. Like, I remember watching, and we saw Wheatus, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we bumped into the guys from Wheatus, and the singer was just unloading his van and just lugging all his stuff upstairs. And obviously, you'd expect them to maybe have someone doing it for them, but like fair play to them, they were still grafting and unloading it all.
How much they're getting paid and what their budget
Yeah.
No, but equally,
that just makes me feel sad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's surprising.
We just can't even have road crew.
What's the point?
Let's all go home. Oh wait, we're already home, so it's fine. Let's stay here.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? How small like those crews can be. Like when you're looking at it as a kid when you're younger, and like all these people, and then you get older and you play with like these sort of bands and bigger bands and stuff, and you realize like 2 people, everything. Right? Yeah.
I think it's just like it's obviously like it's the realism into it really of like longevity in terms of like music career. Like some bands like that, it's like there is the full circle moment. Like they've gone to having crew who deals with their shit, and it's kind of like gone back to the now doing it independently again. It's a strange scenario.
Yeah. And I think with a lot of bands as well, it's one of those things where the money unfortunately is getting less and less. If you can cut that corner, unfortunately you would. You know, if you're the sort of band that you use a simple backline and maybe one guitar for a set or whatever, why would you have 3 guitar techs when you could have one backline tech? From a money side, unfortunately, I think.
Well, it's logistics into it. Obviously, it's as well a sign of the times where there's not money being pumped into the industry as there was.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like the cut you get from a CD in comparison to a stream is astronomical. It's fucking terrifying the difference between it.
Purely on Teenage Dirtbag, because did they have another? They did like a cover of a song called Respect, not the.
Yeah.
Like what?
Erasure cover, wasn't it?
Yeah, Little Respect.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that, like, I don't remember them ever doing anything else. Like, so I feel like they must just be living off of Teenage Dirtbag, and obviously with everybody switching to streams, like.
Yeah.
Must be killing them,
Yeah, it's really sad. They certainly, I remember they did, I feel like they might have done one of the smaller venues in Swindon, like either the Vic or Level 3. I think they came to Swindon.
I remember them. Do you remember, oh God, what was the Area 51?
Yes.
Yeah, it changed its name.
Yes, it did.
Stratton Live.
Stratton
They
Live,
played
that's it.
Stratton Live.
Oh,
a long
did
time
they?
ago. I remember that. I don't remember them playing the other ones, but they might have done. But...
Funnily enough, I watched them the year after we played with you guys. So that'd be 2019 in Wigan, which was fucking like what?
Crazy.
I sort of smirked. Like I have no preconception of like how big Wigan is or anything, or
we seem to get
Nothing special.
nothing special. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's a speck of dust of Wigan in comparison to Manchester.
Sure, man. Yeah. But the same with Swindon, though, to be fair, because so we are where we lived, we're sandwiched between Bristol, between Bath, between Oxford, not that far from Reading, not that far from London.
Yeah.
So we never get like big bands up here because you're doing even like a 20-date tour. What's the point?
Well, because I mean, even like getting off the subject a little bit here, you look at our town centre, it's like just going so downhill.
Costas and Greg's.
Every single one of us is so willing to drive 40 minutes up the road to Cabot Circus in Bristol. Why would you
pump money into it?
money into it? And it's the same with music. Why would bands come here on their tours? Like, I mean, we don't even do it.
No.
We play it like once a year, if that.
Yeah.
It's just there's the rest of the country.
But that's the thing, though, equally, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
So I was going to ask you that then. Like, so is like the music scene in Swindon? Like, do you obviously just tend to sort of go towards like maybe going to London and just try to sort of get involved more in that music scene, or Bristol instead?
It's a funny one with Swindon. Yeah. There is like a real community, and there are like a good bunch of people that support it and stuff. Yeah. We were blessed, and I mean, you could probably talk about this more.
Because I'm old, is that what you're
trying to say? I was leaning with it. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that because you're
digging a hole.
You're a wise 17-year-old.
Carry on.
And people kind of got lazy, and we had four really strong venues: Rift Bar, 12 Bar, and
it's about them, isn't it? Yeah.
And it was great, and but I think people just got lazy and took it all for granted, and then places sort of shut down, and it was like we lost 2 or 3 venues sort of within the space of a year. And it was like,
that's insane.
Like, there's this big thing called like the Swindon Shuffle, and like it's all the venues and like different pubs and stuff do like a festival throughout Swindon. And I remember being like 12, 13, and like to get to a show at the Shuffle, you had to queue for it, otherwise, because they were free entry, you weren't getting in.
Right.
It was like it suddenly turned to like 20
well,
people.
Also, it was happening in good venues as well. And I'm not like by any means knocking the Shuffle. It's absolutely brilliant. And if you're from Swindon, go to it this year. I think it's on in September, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But it went from being at these brilliant venues to being in pubs.
Yeah.
Rather than like the music venues.
Yeah.
Which is still great. You have a good time.
But it went from being like
it's just changed, It's just
the icon of the year
Yeah.
to suddenly the Shuffle's on. Yeah.
Right.
Weird, man.
That's insane. I think it's quite a reoccurring trend with a lot of hometowns. Where we've had it with Wigan, where it's essentially there's not much of a scene that's going on. I think there's like some sort of like growth going on with it now, but it's more of like indie bands than what it was like an alternative scene. So when it came to Oxblood's gigging a couple of years back, there was us and a couple of others that we could kind of jump onto shows with. But there wasn't like, your bands go together as such.
Of course.
So it was like there's guys that we knew in yesteryears where it was like we jump on them because like we kind of fitted, but they were more like pop punk than we was like alternative. So it was kind of just making the most of what was left of that scene.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd say that's one of the things with Swindon as well, is that it like when I was a kid and I used to get the bus all the way into Swindon, because I'm not actually from Swindon. But it was like, I don't know, it took me 2 buses and probably about 2 hours to get here. But it was still the nearest town that put on gigs and stuff. It was all about ska punk back then.
Sure, cool.
Pop punk and ska.
Right.
Yeah, rad.
And it was amazing. And then I feel like it sort of changed to metal.
Yeah.
And then
that's
like
when I got into the scene. It's all metal
and then
bands.
that sort of like died.
Yeah. So it's not like 2013, 2014-ish. Because that's how I relate to in terms of that scene is being like when Ask Alexandra came like the thing.
Yeah, I'm talking quite a long time before that. I'm talking like
Oh, fair.
I'm 33. So I'm talking like 2005 when it was like
Right.
art and stuff and like
I was in year 5.
yeah, shut and it went sort of like through those kind of like things. I guess like I don't really feel like even though emo was like a huge thing, like nationwide, worldwide kind of thing, I don't feel like that was ever really a thing in Swindon. It sort of like went through metal and then that all just sort of died and it turned to indie and
But
has
it was
been
like
indie ever since.
it was like metal. It wasn't like metal, like you say, Asking Alexandria. It wasn't like metalcore. There were like 2 or 3 metalcore bands, but it was
you
like
ever hear a band called The Dead Lay Waiting?
I've heard the name. I can't say I can remember
They
a
were pretty
track.
big. They
Yeah.
like won a Kerrang award, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think, for like best new
Right.
and things like that. They did really well. And then there was like Eternal Lord.
what was Pedder's old band? I always think about like As Winter Burns White.
No.
That was a metalcore band though, right?
Yeah, maybe.
It sounds
If not,
like
if not, it should be.
There was like it's a bit like August Burns Red, but not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prometheus.
yeah.
Which is our bass
Our
player's
bass
old band.
player's old band. He had
Yeah.
hair like down to his waist.
And I
yeah.
didn't realise that was him, sort of until I like started playing with you lot.
And we
here-
showed, look at what Joe used to look like.
It's like I remember that guy. You.
Yeah.
funny.
Everyone went through that phase. Like I remember I used to be like, oh, I love my guitar like Billy Joe Armstrong and have it like so low. It was like you can't play anything, and I probably
It's not
got
practical.
now.
Yeah.
Swag over practicality.
Yeah,
I look cool.
it's been a huge thing. Like they even have like a term for it around here called swindy. Swindy scene.
The Swindy scene.
Windy.
Bands around here that have like really killed it and like played it like Truck Festival. And,
Is that that This Feeling scene?
yeah. Have you heard of This Feeling?
Again. I
No,
know the name, but
no.
I'll listen.
Do a stage at Truck.
Yeah,
They do one
Right.
yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Like we've never done anything with them, so I could be
'Cause
talking
we're
complete
not a
rubbish.
band.
Yeah, but they're like I think they're like a production company that then put on like tours and stuff. But like
Yeah.
came through them. I remember them being
Yeah,
a big
that's
thing.
right.
But like quite a few of our indie bands got on with that and then got to do Isle of Wight, Why Not, Truck, those sort of festivals.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah. Again, it's a weird one because we're so close to Bristol, and then again, a lot of our younger kids sort of go to like BIM in Bristol or whatever and stuff, and then
Yeah.
they become like Swindon, Bristol indie bands and do really well. So obviously Bristol is amazing for live music.
Yeah.
I guess it's the same with you. Like, how close is Wigan to Manchester then?
So
It's
it's about a
Half an hour, 40-minute drive, innit?
Sure. So it's the same sort of thing
Yeah.
then, right?
Yeah. That's our go-to. If we're playing gigs, like again, we probably play Wigan like every blue moon.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just mostly Manchester, like and
I thought you guys
surrounding
were from
areas.
Manchester.
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we got to the point with like the Oxford show was like we were doing too many Manchester shows.
Because you had loads of good support. So I remember it was like a big touring band and you lot supporting them. I remember the time we met you. I can't remember who it was.
We had Dream State and we
Good.
had Vicovi as well.
Right, yeah, cool, man.
And Vicovi was like last minute we got told on the day, do you want it?
Oh wow.
I was working at O2 at that point, and I was in the middle of my shift. They got a text off this like random number. I was like, "Fuck is this?" And then I rang it back. It was like, "Hi, it's such a certain person from Live Nation." I was like, "All right, okay."
That's awesome though, that show.
Yeah.
I adore that band.
So good, and they're so nice as well.
Yeah.
They actually Hamish, their guitar player, our Facebook got hacked last
yeah.
year.
I forget that he's the one that like saved
And
our
he-
asses with that.
Someone like tagged him in like my post of like asking for advice or complaining about it or whatever. We'll go into a story of what happened in a minute. But someone tagged it, and he DM'd me and then gave me this information, helped us, and like I was a fan of his band anyway, so I'm like, this is weird. A dude that I love his band is helping us.
Anyway, thanks for helping.
Yeah, let me repay you by letting us come out with you for free.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got hacked
Nice.
last year.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
Oh
'Cause
no.
I'm an idiot. Basically, I got like a notification that said, what did it say?
It was one of those pages that share your band page, and it says your account has been pulled down for
Yes.
racism, whatever.
We get that, but we get it for not Oxbloods, but our band before it, because we've not used it in such a long time. We keep getting these things of your account, this page is going to be deleted.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's essentially what happened, and I panicked.
Because yeah.
And I actually messaged our band chat saying like, has anyone else got this notification? What shall I do? Like panicking a little bit. And you guys, this isn't me shirking responsibility, but like in my state of panic, it was just like you guys didn't reply, just like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
late.
yeah.
And in that 30 seconds, I was like, fuck, press the button.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I remember specifically just being on a dog walk,
Yeah.
getting my phone out and having like 30 notifications like, what is this?
Yeah.
Sit.
So they hacked me, and I got my personal page shut down. And they got into our Facebook page. There's some Vietnamese people, and they made like they hid our page.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
in
entire
Vietnam.
world except for Vietnam, and they made roughly about 100 people
All different admins
on our page, and they just changed everything and started advertising on our
Holy
page.
shit.
But it was
Jesus.
like live streaming
constantly,
like selling socks
and fake merch,
and like baby clothes.
Oh
and
my god.
and lingerie and like all kinds of stuff. But I didn't know this was happening because they booted the guys off of admin.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Anything. I'd been booted off of admin,
And you
and
lost
also I'd
Facebook.
lost my Facebook page anyway, so it'd been shut down. So obviously I went through all the procedures and everything to get it back, and it took an entire month for me to get my personal page back. And once I had my personal page back, I had, because I was the creator of the page, I was still on there technically as an admin, but with like restricted
they
rights.
changed your level of
They changed my rights to
fuckers.
delete me because I created the page. So once I had my Facebook page back, my personal one, I kept getting all these notifications saying All Ears Avow is going live right now, and I was like, what the hell is happening?
Oh my god.
Woman selling baby socks.
What the fuck?
Our followers went up by literally like about 16,000.
Well,
all
they
Vietnamese people that we can't get rid of.
and they spent stupid amounts on Facebook marketing,
Yeah.
like thousands. Like I think I remember it being like 13K
Yeah.
or something. And I like spent, when we got the account back, like my heart was like, please don't get to the end of this month and get a PayPal email saying we've taken £13,000.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
Holy
it's
shit.
happened to the COVID. So
Yeah.
Hamish was like, right, this is what you need to do. You need to email this person. There's all one of those help desk systems that you sort of contact us and you get response. And he was like, here's the email that helped us, etc.
It was an absolute nightmare because the thing is, like, because they'd hacked my personal account, it was me that booted the guys off and added all of these other people. So Facebook were just like, yeah, but you did that. And I was like, but I didn't.
You need to sort out your personal problems with your friend. She's so unreasonable. She booted us off and changed country.
And now she sells socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, testimony to them, they were putting up so many live streams. They were putting out content. You know, we need to work harder because they were doing like, it felt like every 10 minutes. I feel like a whole, like 2 days, it was just all the deleting stuff, deleting DMs and so much stuff.
It turns out the hackers are the top tier of content creators. It's not YouTubers, it's these Vietnamese hackers.
But as Claire said, we get these people like our posts, which is hilarious.
And comment on like that.
And there was
Yeah.
one the other week.
We
We
do
put
a tour in Vietnam now, don't we? I think.
That's
We do.
insane.
But I remember we did some new T-shirts for not the single that's just come out, the one before, and like loads of them, like it felt reacted to this post. It was like they just love merch.
Yeah. They just want clothes,
Yeah, they just love
like-
clothes. Yes, I love clothes. Heart react. You know.
You'd think with that 13k they spent on like advertising, they could have just made their own page and like
You think
took off from there. Do you know what I mean?
Still had
I
our
wonder if
profile
it's-
picture and cover photo, didn't it?
Yeah, they could. There were certain things that they couldn't delete for whatever reason.
Very weird.
But
Very
I
weird.
think it's something to do with us having a verified page.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember that now.
You know, and already having a few thousand followers and stuff.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So it was like the only part of being in a band people could do last year. We even lost that bit.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Fuck,
insane.
man.
Yeah, it sucked.
But you always, like Matty said then, you do wonder what's the gain? Like, what do they gain from doing that?
No idea. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like that 13 grand in Facebook ads per month. You know, whose accounts were paying for that? Were they
Well,
like,
yeah.
well,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, because that was crazy money.
Obviously, I was absolutely shitting myself that it was me paying for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I had 13 grand. That they could have been
Take
spending
my
it on,
30
but,
quid. See what I
like,
care.
for my Facebook business ad account, whatever it's called, or whatever
Yeah.
for the band, and saw like 13k. I think I would have like just killed myself.
It is funny, like going it now because it's
this is I'm ruined.
it gives you that like line
Yeah.
graph, and it's like yeah, we got Spenny in August of
Can you imagine?
2020. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, so that happened.
So advice to all bands, please do not click on a thing saying your page is about to be deleted.
Don't panic. Unless you are spreading hate speech, then you deserve it.
That's the clause on it. That's the only thing. So you guys have been playing on Krang Radio tonight, aren't you?
Last
Yesterday.
night.
So it was last
Last
night,
night,
right? Duh, that's on me. So how was that then? So that was with Asleep at the Wheel?
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it was very cool. I stayed up, made sure did you stay up? Did you guys stay up that late?
I was asleep.
I don't blame you.
Not at the wheel, in my bed.
Yeah, so that was really cool. It's always really, really cool. One thing that did tickle me a bit, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter,
No.
that he said, like, I'm playing all these bands, and then he tagged a different band. to
Oh
one.
no.
There's a band called Wilder, I think, which I mean, is
Is that Zoe Mead's band? Wilder.
maybe.
Anyway.
Anyway, but he tagged this band, and the band responded saying, "Wrong fucking band, mate." And
Oh fuck.
oh, sorry. It was like, we play on Alex Baker tonight. Listen to it, and then the other band got played, and they're like, "Oh." So that happened. Yeah, that's what on Twitter.
I remember when our old band got played on Krang Radio, and we're like, "Oh my god, we've been played on Krang Radio! Holy fucking shit!" It's like you've been played from this time.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't take into consideration that we were going to be the last song on that show,
Right.
so we sat there like,
We were.
okay.
So the show is Alex Baker's Fresh Blood, which is 10
Yeah.
p.m. I think to 12. I think it's 2 hours.
Yeah,
It was. I like to go to bed about 11, half 11, and it was within that. So sort of mid-show. I was quite happy with that.
oh, I was safe then. That was all
I
right.
was asleep. I'm like,
I actually got the stress of it, like of waiting for it, and then like I'm really bad at reading reviews or anything.
it'll get
And I'm
posted
like-
into our group
I'm
chat,
"Don't
and you'll be
tell
like,
me, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
"Everyone
No,
vet
like-
this."
Yeah.
Goes, well, here's a pile of trash that I'm going to play next. Why would you play it if that's I can't get past that, and I'm like, I can't handle
Could you
it.
imagine?
If he calls our music trash, I just can't handle
Coming
it.
up
So-
next, this is a joke. What he said? No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh my
I don't know
god.
why that would ever happen. It would never happen, would it? It just like
I hate radio. I hate you all, and this is how I'm going to punish you.
Right,
Here's
yeah.
this song.
head put the pillow over my head, it's not happening, it's not happening. I don't know why I'm in a band.
Quite-
like, don't listen to my music. Don't tell me anything about it.
With our press agent, or like even like when we get stuff through on Twitter and stuff, we usually get that before we get a report from our press agent. Like rock sounds, you'll pick it up first and you'll drop it in the chat and you're like, somebody look at this and just tell me I can click on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm usually the same with that when it comes to gig reviews. Like, as soon as we get a gig review, I'm like,
It's awful, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes.
don't want to look at it.
You got to expect the worst, and then if it's good, then it's even better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we this isn't a gig review, but we actually have some friends that got reviewed in Kerrang. And so in Kerrang magazine as well. So like,
Yeah.
Is like
Getting the pro running to a supermarket, open it up, having a look, and they were like,
it was like 1 out of 5.
Oh my god!
And they ripped it apart.
Watching this, I'm sorry for bringing it up. I won't mention who the band is,
Yeah.
but the last line of it was like something like, if you're into generic pop punk, then maybe this is for you. Otherwise, swerve.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Can you imagine?
It was. I mean, it was
Fuck me.
like a straight up good, well produced pop punk record, but it was sort of slated that why the fact that a band from Swindon would be writing songs about California or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
think it was in Florida or something.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't it? I can't remember, but yeah, it just.
But gig reviews, again, I was working with a band as a guitar tech, and they got a review back, and they were reading it in their van. I'm not going to name them either, but the review literally slated how the singer was too fat for his t-shirt. Effectively, that's all it said.
Get out!
What?
You know, nothing about it, and they were an incredible band, but
Nothing to do with the music.
yeah,
Well, it's like when
ridiculous.
we played it 2003, we got actually really good reviews,
Yeah.
didn't we?
yeah.
Thankfully. But one of them I do remember said something about us looking like we were going to a family barbecue.
Like loud Hawaiian shirts and stuff. Yeah,
Fuck, Jesus.
yeah.
Why does it matter? Like,
Exactly.
I remember there was a band that my mate was working with, and they got label interest essentially, but they wouldn't sign him until the guitarist lost weight. Like,
Isn't it?
Not
how bad's that? Like,
Shows how shallow that the industry can be sometimes.
No, I get what
that's
you
fair
mean.
Or whatever. I just like you hear about things like that when it's like the front,
The main person,
like,
yeah.
I
That's
always think
mad.
that everyone else in the band doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
In terms of weight and stuff, but shit.
That's
That's
was it like not that this makes it any better, but was said person massively overweight compared to the others, or like, do you know what I mean?
To
Not
my knowledge, not really. Like,
Right.
I don't. It wasn't like a big issue or anything like that. It's just what they went was like, we would sign you because you sound great. However, we won't until you're in better shape.
poor dude.
Like,
Cut.
so then he was like on this strict diet, from what I knew. Like afterwards, because of this, it's like, what the fuck?
Oh God, so fickle. If you're watching this, dude, ignore it. That's
Yeah,
hot.
man, it's fucking horrible.
Can you imagine getting that email back and all your bandmates being like, "Oh, we're probably gonna get signed and have a look," and like, "Oh, we can't because you're fat."
Yeah, it's fucking
Like-
mad, isn't it?
It's so bad, isn't it? Like,
That's so tough, dude.
but the question is though, why does it matter? Because you've got like bands like obviously Slipknot, and you've got Sleep Token, where it's you don't know what they look like.
Hmm.
It's an aesthetic. It's not an actual. But you don't know what that band looks like. So why does it matter? And
Yeah.
plus, modern times as well. We're past that now. I'd like to think.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
You think mental, man? That's truly mental.
I do think like there's certain aspects to like we said with reviewing where I think people think they have too much power over what they can and can't say.
Hmm.
keyboard warriors.
Well, yeah, there is that. What we got some bad ones. I
We
think I
got
already
slated.
mentioned it.
Yeah, because we was on like the same bill as like I think it was when we supported Marmoset with Trapped in Autumn. It was
that was one, and then we got
Yeah.
one where we did Dream State, and we
Yeah.
got, it said instantly forgettable.
Oh,
That stung as fuck. And what was worse, they went indie band from Manchester. We're like, how the fuck are we indie?
Not far from it.
We playing drop B. Like, how are we indie?
dude. Jeez, that's so cutting. People
Yeah.
are horrible. I have this conversation. It's like all of that stuff. It's like, even like a dislike on a YouTube video. You put something up to
Yeah.
place, you're like, what annoyed you about this that much for you to be like, nope? You know what I mean?
Just fucking skip on. Just you know what I mean. All you need to do is just click on the homepage and you're off it. Like
Literally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really bad. Like the way people, like, I don't know, like, because no, it's so rare that people are like it actually, like, face to
Yeah,
face,
none
isn't
of it,
It's just
none of
there's
it.
something about the internet and social media and this hiding behind your damn keyboard of like, I can say anything. I don't know how people detach themselves, like from the empathy.
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Another person on the other end of that.
But even like band aside, like my job, I do customer service stuff,
Right.
and I'll email someone and it'll be really difficult, and you speak to them on like a video call or a phone call, and they're really nice.
That's
Yeah.
trying to get you to get on
Yeah,
the
that's
phone and
true.
give them what they want, if you know what I mean. But it's still like,
The keyboard
yeah,
confidence
there is
versus
still
face to
confidence,
face.
isn't
Yeah.
there shouldn't be like.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like I always say as well, like I don't see the point in the whole thumbs up, thumbs down on YouTube.
Yeah,
No.
agreed, man.
Like, could you imagine the power of what it would be if that feature was like, say, on Spotify or something like that? Like, had terrifying how much power that would have over what people would listen to and not listen to.
Spotify has too much power anyway, doesn't it? Like
It's terrifying.
the whole industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything.
Do I want to book you for this gig? Let's see how many fans you've got on Spotify or whatever, how many monthly listeners you've got. No, doesn't matter if you're good or whatever. Like it's
We've
ridiculous, like,
had on All Dayers, we've been
Yeah.
told before that slots have changed over Spotify listeners.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you book for something and you get billed for something else. You're like, what's this about? And you're like, Spotify numbers. And you're like, what?
yeah.
Like, it's insane. It's fucking insane.
Imagine
Like,
the days like back when like said I don't know, is it like Queen or whatever, when they were getting put on gigs just for the way they sounded. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't go and look at like Spotify listeners or anything like that. It was if you were good, you'd get a good support slot, or you'd get, you know what I mean, you'd get gigs. Where it's mad, isn't it? Like they just go off like stats and everything online, and they probably don't even listen to your music half the time. They probably just look at that and
How you look
yeah.
and your marketing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like,
It's
they're
terrifying.
good looking people and people like them. Oh, and they play music too. It's like
Yeah.
0.3 of the tick list.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Madness.
it's crazy, isn't it? Like, I mean, when there's like so many negative comments, I remember like when we did that show with Dream State, like we was like top of the world. Like we was like thinking, this is great. Like we played a sold out show with Death Institute. It was still on the same fucking cramped stage, but it was fine. And then we saw that afterwards, and I remember that like really affecting my mentality for like a good few weeks after that, because it was like, well, if they're considering what we've put our work into for the past year instantly forgettable, then
Of course.
This is why I don't tend to read reviews until the guys have told me it's safe to do so.
yeah,
I know that like when I have read something that's negative, which like
Claire writes everything for the
Yeah.
record, which is
Right.
important. Like me and like boys, we play it, but we don't write it.
yeah.
So it's not like it sucks. It's our band, but it's not come
Yeah.
from our brain. So that's why it's
Yeah.
so that you would need that some sort of detachment from it just to kind of keep a same mentality about it, essentially.
Exactly. Like and yeah, obviously we're like whenever I write music, we are writing it for other people.
yeah.
Like otherwise you wouldn't be in a band. But like if you're just constantly reading reviews where something is saying something negative about it, I feel like I would be like, right, back to the drawing board.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, right.
I feel like I would never actually be writing for me, like ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't do it and like just keep doing what I'm enjoying and we're enjoying, and that's all that's kind of important to me. And if it's then getting good results, then yay. But
Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
both.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it takes you down a really bad path of trying to like seek the wrong type of validation of people.
Totally.
Like it's the same with anything. Like I mentioned this to the guys that we spoke to from Love Breakers, like the last episode, where it was like essentially you could give a book to 100 people, and then 20 of them people don't like that book. That's just their opinion. Like you, at the end of the day, you've done something that you've enjoyed writing, creating, enjoying that whole process. That shouldn't take away what someone's opinion is on it. Like it's just a shitty scenario on it.
and
But
I
it's-
think like the other thing is that like if you're writing what you love and the sort of music that you love,
Mm.
and you and your bandmates love and everything, then you will sell it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even mean like in terms of actual getting
You'll
sales
believe
in. I
it.
mean that
Yeah.
everything that you put in to it, your performance when you're doing it live on a stage, like everything, all of that shows.
It's like manifesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're playing songs that, like, we've had it before, like we released something years and years ago, like really early on, that we put it out and I just wasn't vibing with it. I
No.
can't remember what it was now, to be honest, but I remember like literally saying to you guys, I hate all of this music that we're doing at the moment. It's just not what I want to do right now. And like,
I think we were mid tour. I think as well. I remember.
I think we were
yeah.
as well. And I was
Remember
just
the
like,
van
I
journey.
feel like I'm getting on stage every night, and it's just like I'm like, are these songs any good?
Yeah.
And I
not-
shouldn't have to convince
Mm.
myself if they're good. I should just be out there enjoying what I'm doing, right?
Exactly.
Like, and that's what sells your performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It'll come across live if they can see you're not like into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do.
Do you tend to get that when I know I've had an experience of this where you've been playing the same song for such a long time, and then you kind of like you don't have that attachment to it, and you feel sort of disconnected because it's not doesn't kind of level with how you write now and like your approach to writing now.
Yeah. Sure.
yeah, yeah, that has happened. But I
Yeah.
think, like,
I think our main concern with it is that we get stagnant, and we're concerned that if we've like our tune Skin and Bones, which is like the title track of the last EP we put out, and that EP did well and the single did well and stuff, and we always open with it, and we discuss this a lot, that if you've come and seen us a few times, you're like, oh great, they're opening with that tune again.
It's got an intro on it, and the second you hear the intro, it's going to be like, oh, okay, here we go, we're in for the same set. It
Yeah.
doesn't really
Yeah.
matter what
Mm.
after it if we're constantly starting with that track. But it's like kind of one of our biggest hits.
Mm.
It's not really a hit, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It feels like we should be playing it, but it just doesn't work anywhere else in the set.
Yeah.
But that's probably because we're so
Used to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
wrong,
Catch
whatever.
22.
But like, so it's. I don't know. We definitely do get like bored playing songs
Yeah.
every now and then, but I think it more comes from fear of making other people bored.
Yeah.
That makes us suddenly go like something's got to change, like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or at least for me anyway. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. And
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
like the shows that we've got coming up in 3 weeks ish, I think 3 weeks. That we are open with Asleep in the Wheel, and that's really exciting for it to
Yeah.
be like a brand new track. They'd be like, bam, here you go. I
Yeah.
think that's gonna be really cool. Or we'll hate it and change it after the first night of that tour.
After
But
no, it doesn't work. We're playing Skin and Bones
Yeah.
again.
We must go back. So how does it feel to actually like be gigging again in a few weeks' time? It must be really surreal.
our group chat, I think it's fair to say, goes between it's not going to happen, something's going to happen. Obviously, it's so the dates start. I'm not prepared at all. I should just have them written down or something. And it's
Yeah.
second, I think,
Like
the
second or
third
23rd,
weekend
something like that.
of
It's
July,
Be like the first
I'm gonna
Thursday
check.
after the next
the
unlocking day.
19th, after the
Um,
19th. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
so it's been. It feels like one day the press is like super negative about it, and then the next day it seems really positive. And we
It is
keep
the
hearing all
22nd.
this stuff of like, no, the 19th, that is absolutely when it's going to happen. We're all going to be allowed to drop masks. There's going to be no social distancing, and it's like there is going to be no issues with that tour.
Mm.
You know, not at least not in terms of that. Oh, that will probably break down every day. All kinds of things will
Can't
probably
wait.
happen, but technically, it should just
Be
be
fine.
a normal tour.
Gonna knock on wood now.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I do feel good about it.
Yeah, I do.
Like, at least after the last sort of 2 or 3 days.
But this is the thing,
maybe
it changes.
Since older Hancock has pissed off.
Yeah, it has got that.
Melons.
How mad was that? Not to, like, we don't jump in political shit, Elliot, but like, how mad was that scenario?
Great.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah, yeah.
You couldn't make it up. Like, it's like some fucking House of Cards episode. Like, every week there's something new, which is shit.
Like the pictures, like you put it in our group chat. I remember in the morning, it was like my morning thing, and like, let's not get into politics, but he's quite a slimy guy.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
want him, like, every time I see that smirk
Yeah,
like, on the TV in the morning where he's like, you know, being criticized for something he's done, and he's going, oh,
He's
yeah,
like, oh.
and you're like, mate, you're
Like,
a
to
dickhead.
wake up and you'd be like, have you seen this? With like the cheeky monkey emoji, and then like Google the pictures, like, this is brilliant. I like.
Have you watched the video?
Yeah.
There's like memes. So many memes.
Yeah, I don't need that in my
Oh,
brain.
it stirred in feelings. A lot of confusing feelings.
Even better is where people have changed the COVID campaign posters, like around public, and pasted the picture of Matt Hancock and his aide instead of like about keeping a distance, and it's him on it.
Yeah, people have paid for like billboards to change them and stuff.
Legends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen this. Yeah, brilliant.
Doing service.
I'm waiting for bands to like come on tour with like drum skins with that image on it as well. Like, perfect. I mean, there you go, guys.
We've got Sean's kit here. We could just do it right now.
Do it. Don't even get it properly done. Draw it with like a Sharpie. Just like kind of like work it out a bit.
When he comes in here. Right.
Sean does like illustration graphics. It would be even better if I drew a bad stick man and put like Matt Hancock. Spelled Hancock wrong. Handcock or something. Yeah, and a penis. There you go.
Just a hand with like dicks.
Fucking hell.
We like a penis drum kid, don't we?
Yeah.
This is a great story. This is a brilliant story. So we were at a gig. We were playing specifically the Frog
Well,
and
I feel like it was like a whole tour.
Yeah.
Like we were doing things, or it might have just been all summer. It might not even been a tour.
Just a
We
busy.
had this goal of like, while Sean was packing his kit away, we had to get things in his port on his kick drum
Right.
without him noticing. So like
Beer
a
bottles,
or something
cans.
like that, and you like throw it and try and get it in from a distance without him noticing that you managed to get like a bottle of Coke or something in his kick drum.
Yeah.
And he would not notice sometimes until the next gig, and he'd open up his drum kit and be like, "Why is there this bottle of Coke in here?" But anyway,
My friend, our friend, he's all of our friends. Sorry, my friend.
He's mine.
Went to Amsterdam with this guy, and we had this stress ball Willy that we were playing this game and we were throwing it at the light switch, turning it off, trying to turn the light off. And we lobbed it and it exploded, and this like jelly out of this stress ball went absolutely everywhere. And then like the following year, he went back to Amsterdam with his girlfriend. So he bought another one and like come to the show and gave it to me after the show. Like, I bought another of these. Here you go, as a present. So we put that in Sean's kick drum. And then Sean did not notice for like over a year.
we forgot about it.
Yeah.
We forgot about it, and he never noticed it. We tracked an EP
Skin and Bones.
with this. No, it wasn't.
Or was it
Skin and
not?
Bones,
The
no, it was
edge of
Legends,
this,
I think.
sure.
We tracked an entire EP
With
with this
Fuck.
jelly.
That's just flapping around inside of it like the whole time.
And I can't think of having a magazine where like another band's using his kit down, and he's got a see-through batter head, and like they're like, "Why is there a Willy?"
It's this purple penis kind of like this.
Love it.
Yeah,
Noticed it. He
found
was
it.
like, "What is this in my kit?"
The Willy's literally over a year.
That's crazy.
Brilliant.
Fucking hell.
Brilliant.
Oh, incredible.
Sorry, Sean.
So going back to it, you guys released your latest single, "Sleep at the Wheel," back on was it June 21st?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the whole these new two tracks that you've like brought out, you've brought sort of like a new theme into the band, like the whole neon sort of vibe. Where did that idea come from?
That's brain.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like it just I'm not gonna lie, I'm very into the whole like 80s revival thing.
Yeah.
And I love 80s music,
Mm.
and 90s music, all music. But yeah, I'm into it, and I feel like that's very present in our newer stuff.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
cool because like I was brought up like through my parents on a lot of 80s music, but then when I wanted to take music seriously at sort of and get into playing stuff at sort of like 11, 12, I got into metal and I sort of hated my 80s thing. You know, I was into like Slipknot and Metallica and
But
stuff.
it's just because
Yeah.
I did the same thing at some
Yeah.
point of being like, I'd been brought up on all of this stuff, and you go like, oh, I don't like it, man. I don't want to listen to Linkin Park. You know, that's what I was
Don't understand
Yeah.
me.
like, yeah, like I was sad, Slipknot hoodie, and like all of this stuff, Limp Bizkit, and you go like,
Yeah.
that. And like I don't know, as you get older, it's like you just stop giving a shit, don't
Yeah.
you? And you're just like,
Yeah.
I want to listen to Material Girl by Madonna.
Yeah.
Oh, I
This
just
is
don't-
right.
I don't care, and I inflict that on you guys so much.
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
so here for it.
Yeah, we're actually playing a function band as well. And
Nice.
we've had to do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
For the function work, and I think that's probably what like really reignited it, I suppose. Really,
Bring
wasn't it? Is that,
bring
like,
it to the
we were
forefront.
having to
Yeah.
learn all of this stuff, and it's like this is actually cool, isn't it? This is cool.
It's
Don't
super
really
good
care,
for for me as a musician. Like, again, going from being like a metaler to then
Rebo.
playing with like you guys. I was in metal band and then joined and we did All Ears, and it's sort of we were heavy and we sort of chilled out a bit. But as
Yeah.
a player, I did so much for like my guitar playing.
Yeah, again, that
Yeah.
Sort
like
of things.
groovy,
The
funky thing, like just completely
100%.
clean.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
like it's same like Don Broco stuff and
Yeah.
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 just all
It's,
like,
it's definitely get up and dance sort of vibe. Like it slaps, by the way, like the new single. Like I
Yeah.
love it. But yeah, it is proper like get up and like you just want to like just fucking get going, especially
To play that live
yeah.
needs to go off.
Yeah.
I will stop
definitely.
the set.
he actually tweeted like where,
I'll
back when I wrote the
read
song,
it. Yeah, I'll
he
read
said
it.
something like, if this doesn't go off, I will personally shit under your Christmas tree.
I need to screenshot that and put it as a social media post for this podcast when it comes out.
For real, we have this new tune called "Asleep at the Wheel," and when we eventually all don't go off during it, I'll personally shit under each and every one of you's Christmas trees. It fucking slaps. Like, you've been warned. You've been warned.
Sorry, my connection's freezing again.
Oh,
Is it
no.
the guys?
Yeah, it's the guys. Not you for once.
I know I keep dipping out every so often.
they're
So
back.
I just thought you guys were really grinning at that.
Very good.
Don't go under my tree.
Please don't. So where are you guys playing then on the tour?
Just like it's a pretty
like mostly southwest, isn't
Yeah.
it? So we got Bristol, nice little run actually. in
Stretching
terms of
our
timing and
legs.
Stuff. It's just
Yeah.
a little wet the whistle.
Yeah.
Back into gigging, I suppose, but it's
Yeah.
still
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater, then we're down in Torquay, and then we come back up this way to Gloucester.
So it's a nice,
So
easy.
it's just 4 dates, but yeah,
Yeah.
so dying to get out there.
Yeah. We're doing a much longer UK tour in November, sort of actually more spanning the UK. But
Yeah.
even like when we booked this, the uncertainty of everything, it was kind of like, you know, we work with promoters that we know really well. So we're like, if things need to change, we can sort of
It should be fairly
move
easy to
with
move
them,
it.
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally cannot wait.
I mean, we went to our friend's debut show in Oldham last weekend. It was literally like they started playing. We're like, "Fuck,
Miss it so much.
we need to get back here." Jesus Christ.
Last time that you guys played.
It'd be January 2020.
Sure, dude.
So we did. We played one show outdoors in the bridge
In
the
Cobblestone's Bridgewater, yeah.
garden last August, and then we did an acoustic one with Holding Absence.
Yeah,
Oh,
fat
sick.
at the lane. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really rad.
That was a sick show. And then we did a hometown show, socially distanced.
Right.
No offense, Swindon, I love you, but it was awful. It was terrible. And I came on stage and I said to the guys, I was like, I'm not gigging again until this is all over. I can't do another socially distanced one. Like, the acoustic one was lovely.
It worked.
Everyone sat down and it makes sense. It's lovely, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Playing a rock gig like that.
Yeah.
I felt like a performing monkey up there or something.
Yeah, you were
like,
playing tunes that you want people to like get up, dance, jump about, and we have that at shows, and then you've just got everyone sat there after you all jumping about on stage, just sat there going,
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable, isn't it?
they're not allowed to cheer, yeah.
So it was very odd.
terrible.
Yeah.
You feed off that though, like you said, as a band and as a rock band as well. You feed off the energy from the audience, so it must be weird just like playing and then everyone just sort of sitting down watching you. Like I couldn't imagine that myself.
And I think I'm really bad for that. It's like what we're talking about with the reviews and stuff like that, is that I really do feed off of it. I'm very like game face and I don't really get nervous or anything like that, but very affected afterwards if something didn't
go land or
so I've got to kind of try and protect myself from that a little bit. Don't tell me.
Yeah, bless you. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
So Oxblood, you guys are like still a thing, because you guys, I feel like you
dropped off the face of the earth
and the world took a step back.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a strange one at the minute. It's like I'm gonna term it as we're having a bit of a restructure.
Sure. We got a government like you.
We're still more functional than Tories.
Nice.
So whatever is going to come out of it, we're not exactly sure in terms of if it's going to be a different band name, if it's whatever it's going to turn out as. But at the current point, we're just kind of writing and then seeing where it's going, because we don't want to rush something out now and it'd be like we're just setting fire to essentially money, because we're not sure what we're doing with it.
We did record a single on like the precipice of like the lockdown happening. Yeah, the lockdown happening. We recorded a single on that, and then as soon as we came out of the studio with that, it was like lockdowns happened. Everything's fucking on a standstill from there. So, yeah,
because that all just happened so quickly. Like
it did.
The way it stopped, like the week before the country stopped, we went and we saw the script at like Cardiff Motor Point.
Right.
And then that weekend in the function band, we played 2 Haven holiday parks. It's like the world was normal, and then it stopped.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was mad.
Into isolation a week before everybody else did, because I caught the bloody thing.
Yeah,
probably off the back of going to see the
script gig.
Yeah.
Which sucked, by the way.
Not good.
I guess that guy can't sing. He can't pitch.
Can he not?
No, not that night. He couldn't. At least I wanted.
Wasn't as mind blown as I thought it would be.
Yeah, I was expect. I'm not a fan of the script anyway, so I probably would be liking it. But I'm expecting it to be like, they're a pop band. Like you can't get much better session music. Pop bands and stuff. You can, I had high expectations of how it was going to be, even if I didn't enjoy the actual music. But anyway, I got sick with the vid, and we all went into isolation
the week
because
before.
obviously that's what the guidance was at that point. And then a week later they called it and went bam,
lockdown.
lockdown.
Yeah, Like it was crazy. There was hints of it when we were in Sheffield recording. Like there was when like you go into Tesco and there was nothing.
Yeah,
All the
It
toilet
was,
was gone. You couldn't
like
find
what the fuck?
sanitizer, soap.
No pasta, no flour, no like just normal basic things. There was just nothing there. And then people started wearing face masks by that point, so we were like, it's a bit much in it.
It wasn't loads though, because we was going it that we went, Temple of Doom Church, Ollie Sykes' gaff, and that was just normal, just walking around, having a drink, sitting down, and that. And then as you said, it was just next minute, the week after, nothing. It was like tumbleweed, fucking mental.
yeah, I remember the mask thing being healed there. I mean, I remember doing it, but I sort of did it because I had like a what's the word? The thing you wore in the music video. Bandana. And I felt like
Did it to wind his girlfriend up.
yeah, I felt like I was like Arthur Morgan in Red Dead 2, and I was walking and people around Tesco. I was doing it totally to be a knob.
Just look like you're about to rob a banky from Heat or something like that.
Right. Down the cereal aisle trying to challenge people to like a shoot off.
In the bread aisle. It's got
That's
tents.
it. And I'd run down the bottom of the aisle and jump around the corner like that. And see who was around the corner. Because no one, I was like this. No one knew who I was, even if I knew them.
You also doing things like you were like shouting or something like that, and then being like, "Who said that?" Or
Oh
something.
yeah. No, you can see your mouth. You can go like. Because no one can see your mouth. Yeah. You got fun, didn't you? Especially when you're not allowed to go anywhere else.
That's brilliant.
Got my exercise once a day. What else can I do? Go to Tesco's and go.
Just do bogies, but
Yeah.
Dick and Dom have a lot to explain for my this, that.
I think like unfiltered television from like our era has a lot of like explaining to do in general.
Yeah. Even more. Yeah, lol.
So is there anything else upcoming in terms of like, is there another single coming out soon, or is we working on more things to come out in a bulk?
That would be telling.
Oh.
We're always
Yeah, we've
busy
got
with
lots to do.
churning.
We've got lots to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are endorsed by Blackstar. How fucking sick is that?
Yeah, sick. It is very sick.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's very sick.
I looked around to see if the
I thought it
HT
might
was
be
here, but it's not here.
We're not quite like ready to be using them live yet, are we? Because we've got more that we're going to get some cabs later on and stuff like that, but we've been using them in the studio.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we can't gig at the moment, so we haven't quite like properly got everything in, have we yet? But
Yeah.
We've got one of the HT50 heads.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
It
really
sounds
good,
like
actually.
it's the new one that I don't know if it's Mark 2 or 3 or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but it's so good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah.
So I've got the original HT Stage 60 combo.
Because I years and years ago, my like amp history, I had an orange and I wanted to get something else, and we went to HT and tried out a load of stuff. It was the HT60 that I was like, this is the one I was most impressed with that day. It was great head. And yeah, the Mark II is just absolutely killer. It was really good.
It's insane. So how did that come about? Was that just essentially like just you guys just sent some info over, be like, what up?
Basically,
Yeah.
Just through our management, man. Like,
that's cool, man.
Our manager Alex offered it to us, and he was like, would you be interested in looking at this? And we're like, absolutely. And we got the head. It was so good.
Yeah.
So impressed with it.
We've got Boss as well. That one was a little bit more ad lib, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Boss
Nice.
of Poland.
Childhood affirming, isn't it?
So Jake works for a like a pedal board company.
Yeah, it's like
called the Gig Rig.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Pedal show.
Yeah.
It's Dan from that pedal show's company.
Right.
Yeah. Boss announced those SY1 synth pedals.
Yeah.
I knew one of the reps from Boss, and I texted. I was like, "These are killer. Like me and Claire would find them game changer for what we were doing, going more down the pop thing."
Yeah.
About
We're
two
doing
guitar
lots of
players.
synthy stuff, but we're guitar players. We're not synth players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll hook you up. I'll sort it. And I was like, What?
Yeah. Contract, you're going on the after.
Yeah.
And we're like, what?
Yeah.
Sure, man. Cool.
Excuse me, baking powder.
Keyboard, I'll have all this, I'll have that. Like, yeah.
Happy with a tenner off, and we got a nice deal. It's great.
Fuck, that's insane.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cool. Whenever we put like a poster out and they're at the bottom, I'm always like, yeah, I like that.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Should we get on to horror then?
Spooty.
Spooty things.
Spooty films.
Spooty things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite scary movie?
Monsters Inc. Jump scare stuff like Monsters. No.
So we go for, like, most scared film or favorite, like, that I like the most. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So, yeah, well, like maybe your favorite horror movie. Like I said, sometimes like people who are not really into horror movies will go like, well, what scared you the most? What put you off horror
What
movies?
put you in
or-
that position to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, not my thing.
I know what your story is. I think you know my story.
Mine's The Exorcist, which sounds
Yes.
nowadays, or if you watch it now, it's like, you know, or at least if you watch it when you're older, it's kind of like, yeah, like I can see how it was a big deal back then, but it's not like, you know, you think of what like Hereditary. Like,
Yeah.
I introduced Jake to Hereditary.
I watched that
the other
little,
day.
Friday just gone. I watched Hereditary.
When I was it was like the 20th anniversary of it. Yeah, I'm old. And I snuck downstairs one night, and my parents were watching a documentary about The Exorcist, or it was the extended edition of The Exorcist, or something like that. That had loads of cutscenes, like
Yeah.
and I feel like I was like about 7 or 8 at the time or something, and it was this scene that actually isn't in the film, in the main film, I don't think, where she the girl that is possessed.
Oh, Reagan.
Spoiler alert! Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Someone's
damn
possessed
it.
in the
Damn.
like what? She like crab walks up.
Oh, the spider walk.
Yeah.
And I just saw that and literally was like traumatized.
People shouldn't do that. That's not normal.
And then
Yes, because she goes down it and then like she opens her mouth and then the blood starts coming out.
Yeah.
Oh my Christ! Yeah. Awful,
Not the one.
awful. Yeah, I was too young to watch that, and like it scared me years and years and years. I could never have my bed like in the middle of the room because like
Yeah.
related to that. And then I feel like my parents maybe went like, you need to like actually just watch the film and get context or whatever. Or I watched it.
8-year-old
Like,
Claire, like, don't be a
no,
pussy.
yeah, 15. Can you imagine? No, I was probably more like 15 at the time now.
Sure.
And I watched it and it was still fucking scary. But yeah, so that like I think just purely because it sort of traumatized me,
Yeah.
that just is always like the
Well,
tippity.
that was the thing that put me off horror films for such a long time. So The Exorcist, to give context, was the first horror I saw.
Sure.
And there's bits where I've kind of like forced myself to like watch bits over the years just to kind of get more used to it. Like, because Matty being the horror nerd he is, it was like we'd have like sleepover at our mates, like we was back in high school, and they'd bring like the entirety of Blockbuster of horror films. It was like, we've got like the Halloween franchise, we've got an Elm Street franchise. And I'd be like, I'll just go in the other room because I don't want to watch any of them.
I used to be I've got like had no problem with any of those like classic sort of films, but like there's something about possession.
Yeah, it's the flashing bits as well, where like there's the subliminal faces like pop up of like the demon throughout the film.
Also, like, because you know, there's like a lot of evidence, I guess, of like people actually being possessed in real life. I'm not saying that they have actually been possessed, but something is going on that's making their body contort. And all kinds of stuff. It's like it just blows my mind.
I was having this conversation with Daniel, the drummer of Elisar, because he isn't into like horror films. I said literally that. It's like no matter where you stand on like the spiritual world and your beliefs after like and all of that stuff, like there are
cases where something is happening.
When racism happens, people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's facts, you know, and that's crazy. Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree.
it
Yeah.
Just scary.
So do you know the uncomfortable like story about The Exorcist? Like, so the film is based on the book. The book is based on a true story.
Yeah. It was
So
boy, wasn't it?
so it was the boy that stayed at the vicar's home overnight, and then he came to visit him in the morning, and the vicar, his wife, and the kid was dead.
Yeah.
And that it was all like this possession stuff. So then for the book, they changed it to the girl Reagan instead, and then did that, which is so uncomfortable.
All this like
Nope.
other stuff to do with that film as well. I don't know if you know this, but like they like nearly broke her back or something like that.
Yeah,
With some
Unfortunately.
sort of machine.
with the
to, like, crash about, and they nearly broke her back. Like.
Isn't there like a crazy number of deaths within the
apparently
crew?
is, but I
And
don't know
yeah.
if it's just like PR for when they released the film.
of course,
Do you know what I mean?
course.
But like lots of people around the project, like the cameraman's wife died. Of something.
Yeah, the set on fire apart from the bedroom where they were filming. Like obviously Reagan's bedroom was the only thing left intact, but everything else was burnt to a crisp.
It's the superstition and the realism around it, like you said, because like it's something that that could possibly happen. Like there's no physical proof that it is real, but then there's nothing to sort of cancel it out at the same time. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like a purely like psychotic break, some kind of fit or
Yeah.
episode, what it is, but whatever it is scary. It's scary.
Yeah, and like looking into that stuff, it wigs me out.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line with like it's like this satanic stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I've sort of scared myself and like watching like ghost documentaries and like reading to hauntings and that sort of stuff, but like I can't do it with satanic stuff. I'm worried I'm gonna like open the door or something, you know?
So we stood there with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, it's the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, people were like back in the 70s. Like again, that was something that people had never even witnessed before. And as you said, that scene of like a crawling down the stairs, like all contorted and shit. Like seeing that for the first time, people like just must have lost it. Like people were running out of cinemas and passing out and shit.
The fucking head spin, and as well, can we credit the whole fact of the makeup for like the kid's face is like terrifying. Like they couldn't even like they're remaking the film now, aren't they? So they're doing like a new version of The Exorcist, which is meant to be like a sort of sequel to it. So they kind of based it in the same vibe as like Halloween 2018 was like
Blumhouse are doing it, and the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
people who've done that. Yeah.
So what they do with that, like if they really wanted to, they could go get the actual prop figure, which is in like a museum in New York, which is actually like the scarred face and everything's just sitting there in like one of the rooms in this museum in New York. It's fucking horrific.
Wow. No, thank you.
There's like a wall dedicated to like horror films from like 80s and stuff like that. So there's like one of the Nightmare on Elm Street films where like Freddy's like a giant being and like he's got like this like, giant version of his sweater.
Sure.
And then there's the Linda Blair Reagan prop next to it in full scale, so it actually looks like a kid, but with all the prosthetics on. It's fucking.
So imagine being the janitor, like cleaning up in the evening, having to go through that section.
There'll be like a day that he's innocently turned all the lights off and forgot to turn the light off in there, and he's just like, no.
Yeah.
No.
You say this. I remember having this conversation. We went to Thorpe Park last year and like queuing for like Saw Maze and being like, imagine being a security guard at night. You know, you'd get a radio that something's gone over there. You'd be like, no,
Yeah.
that's fine. Those kids that are breaking into over there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, gross.
So what's yours then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my sort of like childhood scarring story was actually Jeepers Creepers.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I haven't watched that since I was, I think, 12. I haven't watched as an adult. I haven't managed to. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick one. That's what it looks like in the museum.
No.
No.
Or hoovering and coming across that. No, thank you. In the bin. In the bin. gross.
Ah,
Creepers.
I was in the mid to late teens maybe when that came out, and I remember watching it. And
Yeah.
one of our like me and my friends together watch horror films all the time. The old blockbusters thing, get as many.
Yeah, right.
And I don't remember finding Jeepers Creepers that bad.
I remember I've got an older brother that's 3 years older than me,
Is
and
that the one where he like flies?
yeah,
Fly? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the right film then.
Yeah. My brother sort of got a hold of it as a 15-year-old and was like, "This is really creepy," and talking to me about it. And then I was like, "I want to watch it. He's like, "You can't watch it." It's just going, "No, I'm not scared. I'll watch it." And it messed me up. And then being an older brother messing with like the little brother, I remember we just keep playing the songs and stuff that come through the radio.
I find it too easy to detach from things like that. Whereas The Exorcist,
It's real.
that's like, well, it's not necessarily real.
But
Maybe it's real, but
closer
it's
to
too,
our
like,
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a winged man like thing.
It was freaky that though. I remember seeing that as well for the first time when I was quite young, and it was the scene for me when he's dumping the bodies down that dumpster, and he goes inside of it, and all these bodies are just like sewed to each other all over the walls and that. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is not okay.
Yeah,
Do the same, but yeah, I like horror films. My girlfriend hates them, so I don't watch them that much because I like to watch them with people because I like to only watching Hereditary last week.
Yeah, sometimes you need someone there to hold your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Which is great because these guys have
Stay
seen
by
it.
yourself and watch a horror film. But that's like mildly
Yeah,
sociopathic, maybe. Like,
But just I like watching it with like you lot who's already seen it as well. The corner of my eye, I just see you lot sort of go. I'm ready.
yeah, I was really bad for that because it's scary. Like,
And it's that scene in Hereditary when she's up on the roof. Well,
and she's like banging her head against door.
yeah.
no, just before
when he goes into the bedroom and he just sits down on his bed, you can see her like up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
dark
Standing
and it's
there,
just
like,
there.
like, whoop, like that, and it's silent as well. It's like no music at that point. I think and you're just like, what's she doing?
That's good, Mum. Down.
No, it's when the sister is like, spoiler alert, she's already dead, but she's in the corner of the room and makes a sound.
Yeah.
Then her head falls off, but then it's a ball.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it's amazing cinematography, but oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gross.
Those, it's an Ari Aster, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen Midsummer as well.
Yes. Oh my
Midsummer's
God.
great. Yeah.
X for our
We're trying to
banned spook
convince
films.
Jake's girlfriend to watch Midsummer with us because it's messed up, but I don't think it's really that. It's not like jump scary. Or
No, it's just uncomfortable.
yeah.
Mm.
So I think that she can handle that.
She's
Zoe,
funny.
when you're watching this. or
She's like,
listening, and-
I've said it to you, like it's like if you've got a friend that doesn't like spicy food, like I like my dad hates spicy food, but if you present it to him like, oh, you'll like this, you can cook in semi-spicy food. Whereas if you go, this is a bit hot, my dad will be like down in pints of water, and it's a bit like that. If you present a thriller, she's like cool with it, but if you're like, it's quite
This is the
scary.
thing, I'd say Midsummer
Yeah.
is more of a thriller.
Yeah.
Not your
It's like psychological thriller in it, but with like horror elements put into it. But yeah, I recommended that movie to a friend, and he watched it with his girlfriend, and they got up to the bit where it was the sex scene in the barn, and they messaged me and was like, "What the fuck have you recommended to me here? Like, what?"
Fucking. It's insane. I think the most uncomfortable bit of that, aside from the cliff scene, is the bit where it shows like her parents are dead.
Jake hasn't seen it yet, by the way, just to like spoil it.
Han dies. What?
I can't even go on about that. I had a point then. I mean...
Hey, this looks fun. What?
No, we've
Yeah.
told
Sake.
Yeah. I've
fair,
heard
like,
about
yeah.
this cliff scene in particular, and
Yeah.
I've heard
Do you know what? I didn't even see the film, but I was scrolling casually through Facebook one day, and that scene was just casually on my feed. No
Nope.
context, just the.
man on the sofa or something. She's like, what's that, pet?
Well, no, I was in the middle of work, just casually idly scrolling, and it was just like, it's that bit.
Cool.
Back to Hereditary. I'll let you tell the story. Do you know about the desk scene when he smacks his face on the desk?
Yeah.
That he actually like broke his jaw when he did that.
Did
Oh
he?
shit.
Yeah, I'll let you
like,
tell it.
it's something like they told him you don't need to hit your face actually on this. We'll give you a prop, like
a prop desk. It's soft, but
yeah,
obviously
that's
looks.
soft, so but it looks like the real thing. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, I'll just do it on this. It's fine. And I think they convinced him to change it or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he didn't realize that they hadn't changed it. They went for it on the real desk.
Oh my god.
That
And
scream
that
is
scene
and
where
his
he's like
face.
screaming with like all the blood in his mouth and stuff is his actual blood.
He's broken his
And
jaw.
he's, like,
Yeah,
broken-
Okay, now.
it's a legit reaction,
Holy shit.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I read that on like a BuzzFeed thing, so who knows? Maybe it's-
Holy fuck.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
right?
I'm loving the like the revitalized vibe to horror films at the minute. I feel like we're getting better quality.
Yeah.
Aside from a few that we were going to do a bonus episode about, but now we're not because it was just trash. But there's been
A lot of things, and I mean, one close to my heart is Star Wars. I think what a lot of film companies are realizing that there's a charm to the stuff that we grew up with and we love. Like CGI is good, but it also gets silly. And again, you look like Star Wars, an example, using models again opposed to CGI and everything. I think
Yeah.
beautiful charm of both
I
worlds.
also think there's like a bit less snobbery, like with actors and stuff. And I actually think that we've probably got like, you know, like how TV shows, thanks to Netflix and Amazon stuff, have like kind of really taken off, and you now get the biggest actors in the world are now like doing a TV series.
Yeah.
On Sky, or, you know, Sky Atlantic, HBO, all that sort of stuff.
oh, like the Kate Winslet one, that whatever that was.
Yeah,
That just came out. Yeah.
There was that one that had Reese Witherspoon and Nicole Kidman in it, and
Yeah.
that like just all that kind of like stuff. Like they also seem to like be a bit more like willing to do horrors and stuff like that, which I swear like you would never. It was always like really B movie like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actors that you knew or were like
It was on the up. You watch
like,
it and go, "Oh, that's that
talented.
guy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't get that kind of like sort of stuff. Whereas now it's sort of like there isn't so much snobbery, so you get like these people. Like we also watched Us the other day.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Right.
Like Elizabeth Moss is like a side character.
Yeah. It's insane.
It like because there's so much more like.
And it's not a
just
horror.
everyone's better, isn't it? Like,
But there was that series recently, I can't remember what it's called. Obviously, we've all watched so much TV that Hugh Grant's in it. He plays like the bad
oh,
guy.
yeah, and
Yes. Or where was the?
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
Yeah, when he
Yeah.
plays that the bad guy, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's like people are less worried about like being there, you know, doing their usual thing. And, like I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, guys, I'm gonna go tell the dog off for barking, right? So you'll be able to hear it in the background for like the whole of this. 1 second.
We'll keep this topic rolling then whilst you
Yeah, just keep it going.
telling
Sorry.
Nima off.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's like you said though. I feel like it's a reverse though, where it used to be like, for example, like Chris Hemsworth doing Cabin in the Woods before he did Thor.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like let's flip it. So like you've got like
Which
Pattinson and Defoe doing fucking The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't watched that. Sean watched that.
yeah.
Didn't he? The Lighthouse, I think, and like
That's the Willem
that's the
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Yeah. No, I haven't. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Sean,
Just-
yeah, Sean
Just
just-
watch it. Just don't do anything else whilst you're watching it. Just kind of just take it in.
Yeah, I remember Sean being like, "How is it, man?" He's like,
Just weird.
"Yes."
Yeah.
Time passed.
Yeah.
I went into the cinema and then left the cinema. Things happened. Yeah.
Mate, just to give you context, we're on about The Lighthouse.
Oh my god, that has another what the fuck.
They've not seen it.
Oh right.
Just to clarify, but we're just saying that they have to just watch it. They can't do anything else whilst they're watching it. They just have to
Out the
kick
list.
in.
Let's put it this way: you definitely see some seamen in the film.
Hey!
That other one where William Defoe's large penis is on
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
Oh yeah.
Stunt because apparently he was too large for it. And Lars von Trier, the director, he was like, yeah, it just confused people. So we had to get a different, slightly less large.
My fucking man.
What?
Imagine needing a body double because your penis is too big.
Meet my
William
Green
Dafoe.
Goblin.
I know, yeah.
Jeez. That's so good. Hearing about it, I don't think I've ever heard that before. That's so good.
Fucking hell.
That was quite good for you. The girl thought that top. Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to steal that and tell it to other
Really
people.
weird fact.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know why I
great.
know that as well.
What other Willem stories have we got?
Oh, it's more Lars von Trier.
Yeah.
I find it interesting after all of his Nazi comments at weird one, that guy.
Yeah.
What was that?
Sorry?
What was that?
Like Cannes Film Festival or something like that. He was being interviewed, and I think he said something along the lines of that he sympathised with Hitler.
Yeah, that's
He made a
it. That's
comment,
right.
Something along the lines.
How to ruin your career 101. Jesus Christ.
This guy does super avant-garde films, doesn't he? I don't know if it really ruined anything, but he.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of taken out of context, and I think he said it as a joke,
Yeah.
but he said it.
I like an inappropriate joke, but
Yeah.
like there is a line.
Yeah.
That's probably a bit.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I bet his agent was like just fucking cringing and behind the scenes with that. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, jeez.
He is
All right.
underrated actor though. He's a very good character actor, and like I said, he's in like much of them very avant-garde movies as well.
Willem Dafoe.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, agree.
It was in American Psycho. Just remembered that.
Was he?
Is
Was
he?
American Psycho?
He was the
Oh, of course, yeah.
detective.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
I don't remember that.
So he goes to interview Patrick Bateman at his office.
Yeah,
Sure, dude. Yeah.
I just always focus on the Jared Leto getting.
Hey, Paul.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, man. Like, any story I've heard about Jared Leto, it's like he's very much in his own bubble.
Nutter.
Like he's in his own land. Like, because no one can kind of relate to him, so he struggles connecting to people.
Did you ever watch the documentary that they put out called Artifacts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
great.
found that really, really interesting.
That's also terrifying, but yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Completely,
Yeah.
like how to slash every musician's hopes and dreams in one documentary.
The thing I always remember with that is like you sort of go into it optimistic and you're like, oh, they fucked up, and then it's like Chester from Linkin Park being like, yeah, same, and then Serge from System being like, yeah, same, and then Brandon Boyd
Yeah.
being like, yeah, and you're like, all right, it's everyone. It's like literally everyone.
Yes, like that's just the way that it's not
Like, there's two things that I remember from that, where it was that one, the ending of like the resolution of that film.
Yeah.
The second being Brandon Boyd going, we had to sue to get our songs, to like have ownership of our songs. We had to sue our label.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Same. One of the things that I always like remember is that part of the record deal is that you there was this stuff called breakage.
Yeah, for like stuff getting damaged.
So back when vinyls were a thing, and you used to like a certain amount when they're carrying them into stores and into HMV or whatever, that some of the vinyls would break. And that was carried on to CDs as well, which made sense. But they were applying breakage to streaming and digital download.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Like, but that's like not a thing. Like, why are you applying it to that? You don't apply.
No, it's
Like a
crazy.
physical thing.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a share of like the contract was to do like a cut from what they earn was like something to do with Oh shit! Well, how did they phrase it? Where it was basically they were saying that it was like physical copies for digital,
Yeah.
which was very like doesn't make sense. Like it's like the two separate things.
Yeah.
But there was a percentage taken away for that.
And then I think it
Like-
totaled up the percentages of everything that they took actually added up to over 100%.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Of it. So it's like you're giving this advance and they take this, this, and this, but you never actually, you just are in a constant state of owing your label.
Yeah. Well, they never made. It said that they never made a penny from it.
Yeah.
From 30 seconds. Like none
Yeah,
of them
it's
did. They
insane.
only survived off the Jared's
Yeah.
and the money that he made through that. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Shocking.
But yeah, it's, but you say about him living in his own bubble. Do you remember that story in like May that broke of last year that he had been like in the desert and he had like,
Yeah.
pandemic, got back to normal civilization and was like, "Yo, what's going on here?"
Did you see what was the episode of Black Mirror that had Topher Grace in it as like a hippy dippy guy, but that was like a multi-millionaire?
Yes, yeah, I
and,
remember it.
I can't remember the details. I haven't watched it since the episode came out. But it was basically that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Topher Grace was off in the desert, like having a like
Spiritual awakening.
Yeah,
social
that's the way to put
awakening.
it. Yeah,
and
yeah, I forgot about that. Lol,
yeah,
that's brilliant.
Christ. Couldn't make it up about Jared Leto, could you?
No,
It's like the it's not called 30 Seconds to Mars Fest. Whatever they call it, where they go Camp Mars. That's it. Where they go and he basically has his own cult.
It's like Jesus.
And he goes around like he's the Messiah. It's fucking insane. Like,
Fire Festival to me though.
Yeah,
It gives a Fire Festival vibes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does actually.
Big Fire Festival energy.
Yeah, right.
was that the pitch when they marketed it? They were just like, we kind of want it like this, but not that.
Yeah.
But like, you remember what Sean Smith saying on the Starting podcast once, where he was like, they met him because they played a show with him, and like they got invited to hang out with him for a bit, and like he had like they went into the dressing room and it was Jared Leto, but then he had identical twins on each side of him, and like they just tried out with this conversation, just really uncomfortable. Like
I
they
think
couldn't
I
relate to him.
don't remember hearing that. I've heard that
Yeah.
before. Yeah. So odd.
Oh mad.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Really
Yeah.
freaks me out. Like that was one of the other things I took away from that Artifact documentary was just how much he loves himself and has all these like blue steel moments at the camera. You know what I mean?
He's like Christian Bale in American Psycho, looking at himself in the mirror, like flexing, like whilst yeah.
It's the artifact thing. It's when he's getting rid of like his burdens and he's throwing rocks and he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
shouting like anger and like lobs a rock or something. That's the bit I
Yeah.
remember. I'm like, and it's back to Jared Leto.
Bogged down the Hollywood Hills there, and he's lobbing
Just
a
says,
rock at them.
I'm upset. Picking up dog shit. Yeah. Mate, is that why your dog's barking? Is Jared Leto
Like, anger.
barking again?
Fucking hell.
Hang on, guys. Jared's raging again. He's just like, you open windows. Shut up.
Right, should we get on to our last section anyway? So
yeah.
it's pet peeves, and basically we ask you what pisses you off the most in life. Could be the pettiest things you want, hence the name pet peeves. But what pisses you guys both off?
One of them, when I was like chewing this over, that I think falls into quite petty, that popped into my mind, is I get really, really pissed off with bird shit on my car. I take that really,
Yes.
really winds me up. Like, you know, you've washed your car the night before, the first supermarket you've driven to the next day, you walk out with your bag of shopping, there's a fat white turd along the like your roof. That can go in the bin. That really winds me up.
Then it starts raining and you're going to put your windscreen wipers on, and then it's just smudging it all across.
Bin, mate. Yeah, no, that really aggravates. So I take that very personally. Because my dad coming out at me, my dad probably watching this going like, oh, it's my boy, but it aggravates me, bird shit.
I had that before. I nipped to Screwfix before for some DIY shit. And I hadn't been to the opposite side of my car, and I was walking back to it, and I was like, whoa! It was like an onslaught of shit just on one side of my car that I hadn't seen.
I will go slightly further. I just say bird shit in general. And if our photographer, Courtney at Shot by Brock, she moved to a new place a few weeks ago.
Yeah, she did.
We went to a
This was hilarious,
housewarming
by the way.
like gathering. It was just after you could have 6 people.
Right.
We went over to hers for like pizza, and in her lounge window, and it's like level 2 or 3 of like a block of flats. There's just
Right.
big
The
shit.
weather was beautiful, by the way, and the sun was just like beautifully streaming into
Yeah.
this window. And there was bang smack in the middle of it was just this blob of bird shit. And
I kept
could
begging her,
not
let me clean it.
go.
I was like, I'm quite tall. I can get my arm over and just wipe it, but she wouldn't let me. But so yeah, I'd go as far as saying bird shit in general.
Yeah.
Do it in a bin. No.
It's like they tag you. They must like get like meet up in packs and right, let's ruin that guy's day today. Like we always gang up and just perch on this one little stick in this tree, and we'll just shit on this car as much as we can.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Oh man.
Do you remember the
It was the
fear
worst-
when you was at high school? When you used to,
I was
like,
just gonna
launching
say
shit?
that. Yeah, I was literally
And
just
it
gonna
was
say that.
like
Weird.
you was because like obviously people litter high schools, don't they? So like there's just an onslaught of like litter everywhere that seagulls can pick up, and you were
Yeah.
waiting for like this onslaught of like fucking seagull shit to hammer down on one victim during like your lunch.
Coupled with that smart ass that goes, oh, it's good luck. And you're like, well, I don't feel fucking lucky.
No.
I've got shit in me.
Shut up, then.
No, I remember being shat on holiday. My mum being like, it's good luck. And then being like, this doesn't feel very fucking lucky having poo in my print. But yeah. I think got away at school. I think.
What about the guy that got it in the mouth? Like when this man,
Something
guy
like
was
that,
like
Yeah.
shouting at someone, and a bird actually like shouting.
Shit. Shut the fuck up.
Oh God. Nothing says like a
Yeah.
sign from the universe to stop talking, like bird shit in your mouth.
And the angling as well. That's like fucking what's that film Angelina Jolie in it? Wanted, where it's like curving it.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's impressive.
Oh man, it's brilliant.
Just
Yeah.
my first. Have you got any more you can back?
Yeah, so I've got like a couple. One of them is the one that will probably embarrass you a little bit. Is the fucking could have, should have thing.
I didn't know. You know what? When you said this one is going to embarrass me, I didn't know what it was, and I forgot about this. And I just want you to say before you go into this, I nearly did it in a band post the other day, and I realised, and I changed it to could have or would have or whatever it was. I put of. I can't remember what it was or what.
Him and Joe, our bass player, all the way through our band chat, it's always would have, should
Could
have,
of.
could have. And I'm always like, could have. Stop.
Yeah, there was a band post literally this week. I can't remember what one it was that I typed and I put of, and it was like
So you do know then?
only out of
So you do
trauma.
know.
The other one, given paid as well.
Uh,
You like want to say paid, PAYED. I don't, which is
I
like
feel like that's less at the front of my mind. You know? Like, yeah, he says pay, like he writes, oh, I've been paid today or something, and it'll be PAYED. Which
Oh
is,
no.
Oh no.
No.
like the
Nah.
decking on a boat or something.
yeah. And you were like,
It's like,
why are you always talking about
nothing
boats?
to do with boats, mate.
It's like it's this when people spell definitely as well. Have you, where they
And,
put
and
like
they put defiantly instead. or something like that.
defiantly or definitely or like
Joe is diagnosed dyslexic,
Yeah,
and I was sort of advised at university,
yeah,
but
that's probably got
it was like a £500 test, and it was one of those things. It wasn't really going to
It
change
was
my
like
life.
halfway through your last year
Yeah.
as well, wasn't it? So it was a bit like it wasn't going to be done in time for it to help
Actually
you while you're
benefit
at uni.
yeah.
It wasn't really worth doing, but
So I'm like half bored. He's like, full, and I'm like half bored. All inclusive. He's all inclusive. That's what I was looking for.
All-inclusive, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Another one
Fucking hell.
is recon opposed to reckon.
Oh yeah, that's
I've recon a mission that That'll be fine.
Yeah, you're right.
We do that one quite a lot.
Yeah.
See, I'm starting to remember.
Yeah.
What else do I do?
No, the other thing that I was going to
Yeah.
say was the old classic of people showing up at gigs and wanting to use your gear. They don't ask you,
Oh,
just show up and go like, "Oh, it's all right if I use all your stuff," and you're like, "Well, if I say no, you're not going to be able to play the gig, are you?" So I'm
That
not
bloody
an
Ox
arsehole.
Bloods
Yeah,
band.
oh, bloody hell! Hey, we brought our gear. We bloody brought our gear.
when it gets to the point where you're 3 minutes before your set, your 25-minute set or something, and they go, "Anyway, we've got to go now. So yeah, see you later."
I will give
you're like,
you. I will
"Why?"
give you my
Yeah.
favorite excuse for, and this, you know, actually, I guess segues into another pet peeve of support band not sticking around. But my favorite excuse I'll never forget, and I'm not going to out the band, but it was in Bournemouth in the
Go on, out
Anvil.
the band, out
And
the band,
no,
out
I'm
the
not going to do it.
band.
I'm not going to do it. They know.
Twitch.
They want-
You'll
They're
watch
gonna
this and
know. I swear to God, this dude went, "Oh man, I'm really sorry, we can't stay around because yeah, have a good set, man." So it was like even he didn't believe his own bullshit. He didn't give me a reason. He went,
Yeah.
What?
His reason
Yeah.
was, yeah.
"Not, I've got work tomorrow or whatever." Even he couldn't be bothered for his excuse.
It pisses me off anyway because they're the local band.
Yeah,
So they're like in close vicinity to going home to their bed, but
Yeah.
we've got work the next day as well. And sometimes we're like 2 hours away or something, but we take
travel
the
much
gig
further.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like, yeah, we're gonna get back at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're still gonna be up.
And
at
go to work at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
And,
Yeah,
and they're like, yeah, like
hate it so much.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
like support the whole night. And stuff.
It aggravates me. I tell you what, the only time I remember having to leave, and I make a point of saying this, was we were playing in Bolton, and I got just before we were going on stage that my girlfriend had taken my mum to hospital, and I was like, we were going to stay over, we were going to stay in the van and stuff, and I was like, I want to go home, and I went up to all of the other bands, was like, this is the situation, and apologize, because I take that as such an insult, especially if the show isn't that busy.
Yeah.
It's so rude.
No, I hate that. I remember we played a show in, I think it was Liverpool, and a guy went over to Chris when Chris was in Oxford and went, "Can you use your amp?" And Chris's amp's a Kemper, and he was like, "No." Just I blankly said to him like, "No."
That's
like that.
Yeah, because of course you're not a
Yeah.
Kemper guy. That is the good thing with Kempers.
Yeah.
People are scared of them.
So like,
All these glowing
he ended
buttons
up
everywhere.
then coming over to me and been like, "Oh, can you use your amp?" And then it was like, "Oh, but I need the starter block. Can I use your pedal board?" I was like, "You can use it, but if you change anything, I'm not going to be happy."
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Or like, you know, I like my favorite ones of that are the people that they pass the blame, and they're like, "Oh, the promoter said I didn't have to bring anything." You're like, great,
Bring everything anyway.
yeah.
I think the only exception we've had on that ever was when we've not been able to bring amp cabs, because it was the show with Vakovi where we knew last minute we didn't know we were playing this gig, so we were like, we don't have cabs.
Of course.
Can we borrow some? And that was it.
But the thing is,
I think cabs and shells are always sort of like a little bit
assumed or
fair game. Like I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
ask, but you know, so either the venue's got it, or the touring band, or the main band, or whatever. Still a polite message, but
that's the thing. It's a principle thing. It takes seconds to mess up. And you know what? If someone even DM'd the band and was like, "Hey, dude, is it cool if I borrow your amp head?" I would lend it out. I'm not. It's solely on principle. You know, we've toured with bands before that we've lent out our Kempers to make changeover quickly, and they've put like, you know, they use like one sound and two sounds. They've ended up using our Kempers and our pedal boards just to make changeover easy. Like, we're very generous with that sort of stuff.
pedal board means literally
The
like
Kemper controller.
The Kemper controller.
Can't change anything on it.
Yeah. But it's the assumption that frustrates
it's the showing up to
Yeah.
out another option. But going like, can I use it? It's like, well, if I say no,
You're
what
not playing.
are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because I am going to say no.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess the same with Chris. Like, we, our Kempers are all racked up in this 14U production rack. So
Yeah.
it's quite a lot more
Yeah.
awkward and obvious for us to go, no, we've only got cabs on stage. That's all that's provided for you. So if people show up and they haven't got kit, it gets very
Suck
awkward.
it. No, I'm joking.
And let's be honest as well, people are made aware of what's expected and what's not expected when you play a show, because you get, whatever gig it is, you get some sort of PDF or an email kind of stating what is there and what is not. And if you don't know what's there, then you ask what's there.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
Doesn't have their own amp head. Like, I can understand if it's broken.
Yeah.
Or something.
Even that, just bring a combo. Like, I remember I
Yeah.
went through a good few years of having a combo amp, and I remember the feeling like the absolute burden for any sound engineer. But like after that, I had my amp head. I was like, there you go. That's
Yeah.
it.
Of course, man.
Mm.
Yeah, it's yeah. I've regressed that one. I will get worried now about bird shit on my car because we haven't gigged in that long. But
Yeah.
really,
But it's good luck.
Yeah. Shut up, mum. Yeah. What else? What else? I feel like I'm angry a lot now. You want me on the spot? I don't feel like I'm that angry.
See, you're having the opposite effect. Usually, we get people where they'll start with one, and
Yeah.
there'll be two,
Tumble,
and then be
yeah.
three, and then we'll just go on forever about it.
I said it to my girlfriend, like, so when I was coming over to yours, I was like, what you described? And she was like, morning people, and I'm not a morning person, but I'm also,
I get that.
I lie in. So if we're on tour and we're all like in travel lodge, these guys have been up for a while. Joe's a very morning person. Joe's very chatty. He's like clicked on and ready to go.
Joe has ADHD,
Right.
recently diagnosed as well, which is very rare because he's like 30 something.
That's crazy.
39. He's
not.
39. No, he's not. He'd be well annoyed I'm saying this.
But he's very like he's literally like programmed to, when he's awake, he's just like
It's a
like
pull
that,
back
and
and
it's
go
just like,
car. It's like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's me
Yeah.
the last second of the day,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it.
Turns
Like,
to sleepy Baymax.
yeah.
And you've got me that's like slept in longer. So like my don't talk to me period is like on, and he's like blah, 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 and it's just not a mix. I mean,
Yeah.
There's every day for you.
Yeah. I
Um,
get up quite a while before him
Mm.
so that I can have some like
Your
Life.
serenity and no chaos and things like that, and just
Serenity.
quiet. And then he'll come out of the room, our bedroom, and it's literally like he's a tornado. And
Man.
honestly, I'm a coffee in by that point, so I can handle it. Anytime he gets up early or whatever, I'm like, why are you up? Why are you here? This is my time.
I'm always like, I feel like I go into, I think purely because the amount of coffee I drink, I think in the mornings I'm like a zombie. Like I can't, if you try and have a proper conversation with me before I've had like another fix of caffeine, you fucked. I'm not going to want to speak to you.
Mad, isn't it? Like I'm like my first coffee is like what I need to breathe in the morning. And then I cannot work or anything
Till
like
number
that
two.
until I've finished number
Exact
two.
same. Exactly
And
the same.
I'm like, when did this happen?
Have you got to the point where you start getting, if you lie in or you don't have a coffee the normal time that you do, you start getting headaches?
Yeah.
Yeah, your body.
Yeah. I can't even lie in anymore because I wake up at like 7:30 or whatever, and I'm like coffee, and I will get up and not have a line for a coffee.
Yeah, right. I get
I
that.
don't need the line if I've had coffee or whatever, but I can't choose the line over coffee.
Yeah.
anymore. I can't.
That's the next problem to get over the COVID pandemic, is to get over caffeine addiction, isn't it? Especially being at home and be able to have nice coffee all the time for very cheap. It's not like you're on the road and you're spending takeaway.
I don't know how I'm gonna play at like gone 10 o'clock. Like this is a genuine like anxiety of mine at the moment that we've got gigs coming up. I've got like a deck gig on Saturday night, like function work that I'm singing at a wedding. And obviously it's
I'm gonna be drunk watching the football.
It's like a marquee. They are devastated that I'm not going to be watching the football. I'm just going to stand out there going, it's but I just don't know. Like I literally am getting to like 10 o'clock every night, and I'm like, well, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I get up really early. how I'm gonna shift my body clock
Go on.
now so that I can keep going on.
Yeah.
Don't know how I'm gonna do that.
No, it's a very
Cold
good
brew.
It's very good.
Invest in cold brew. That's what you can do.
I got one of those cold brew dripper things that you like make it the night before, and
Yeah.
that's changed my life.
I remember a guy, Pearson, who was doing this podcast. He's going to do his own soon, where he's got that, and he was like, "It's changed my life. Don't want anything else."
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, like 20 quid. It's that Hario.
It's like a puck. There's different versions, isn't there?
Super good. Super good.
I feel like I need to jump on the hype soon about it.
It's where the addiction takes over full form.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And it's worse things to be addicted to, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Heroin.
Yeah. Or Limp Bizkit. I'm a Limp Bizkit. Seen that the Stampede of the Disco Elephants, just the record they've been talking about for like the last 15 years, is like coming next year.
Is it actually?
Wow, there's been more press about it.
Well, they're touring.
Yeah, and they're doing two
We
UK
saw it at
shows.
Reading not that long. Wow, I suppose it was probably ages ago.
Yeah, it
now
probably
that I
was a
think
few years
about
ago.
it, Like,
Because I was there for the weekend, and then
he was like hip hop Santa, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Fred Durst, with, like a huge beard.
and
Yeah.
another thing I remember from that show as well, that just Sam Rivers wasn't playing bass, and I didn't notice because obviously they're all just like older men now.
Yeah.
And the bass player that was deaf and was just like this like young black guy, and I didn't realize at all that it wasn't Sam Rivers till Joe pointed it out. And I was like, he doesn't look anything like Sam Rivers. I don't know why I didn't notice that till after the set. Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, because I was going for the weekend and I won like 2-day tickets as well. Yeah,
That's insane.
Nice.
Limp Bizkit, man, what a band.
Have you seen that lineup for their tour in America where it's them and Spirit Box?
Is it? No, I
Yeah.
did.
That'd be such a good show.
Jake is an interesting fact about Mr. Wilcock over here. Jake is actually blocked by Wes Borland.
Wes Borland has blocked me on Instagram.
Fuck off.
I shit you not.
Yeah, I feel like get it up on your phone
Yeah,
right
I can
now,
show you
like-
this. Right?
Get out. Why?
Yeah, I want to know what's gone down.
What did you do? What did you do, Jake? What did you do?
I don't know.
Kept sending him dick pics.
Okay. If I search, I've searched Wes Borland on my phone. Right. You can see that he's not there. The top one's the hang.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
I will now go on to like the band page.
Yeah, I mean, like when I searched
Wait. Push it a bit further. Further.
this
Come
way,
on. Oh. No.
this way?
No. We'll believe you.
Is that-
That's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can
Fucking
find
hell.
no problem.
So I
Hey, What'd you do?
I type Wes. And he's right at the top straight away. So Wes Borland, if you're watching this, I miss you, and I have no idea what I've done, and I'm really sorry, but I miss you.
If we ever
Maybe use like a different
if
account
we
for
ever
you.
podcast with him, we'll bring it up.
Please drop me into like the Zoom call as a special guest. You know, like that Friends thing a few weeks ago, and they had different one, like, and over to Jake for a special
You
question.
could call it like a segment, like
Yeah, fuck, Wes. Yeah, dude, if you're watching this, come on, I miss you.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's mad though. Like he must just be one of those that goes on a blocking spree. Maybe if a comment he doesn't like on it like appears on.
Matty, I don't think I've even commented though. Genuinely, I'm okay. I might like shit, but
Yeah.
And now for our brand new segment, what did Jake do?
go all the way back to the start of his feed and start liking pictures.
no, I have no idea. No idea.
What?
Sean might do that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Wes actually remembers himself.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, he'll be like
Bye,
playing,
Wes.
go to like a biscuit show or like a and he's just like, that guy, it's you.
Did buy the VIP package just to ask him that question.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's insane.
I'd love to know what I've done.
I think that's the perfect time to run this podcast.
Yeah.
Hashtag why Wes.
Why? Hashtag why, where's why?
Maybe he thought I was going to get under his Christmas tree specifically.
Maybe.
Wes, I miss you.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. New
Appreciate
songs
it.
are awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. I feel like this has been a long time coming anyway, but yeah, must be appreciated, guys.
It was because obviously we haven't spoken about it, and I've been a fan of the podcast for a while. And again, it comes through our manager. He was like, "Do you want to get on this?" I was like, "Absolutely." You, yeah.
Oh, dude, I find it insane that we're suggested to people.
Yeah.
Like, really? Why?
Yeah, Sapnim weren't responding, so no.
Then that's the next hashtag. Hashtag why Sean? Why?
That's quite a cool thing actually. Just a slight segue with Sean. Like he was friends with our old manager, and then we did some shows with Raiders and stuff.
Right.
We got to know him, but then again, being an emo child and growing up on the Blackout and stuff was a very weird, like, sort of friendship connection. Like just seeing him about, like, "Hey, dude, good to see you," or watching our
I
sets.
didn't actually clock it was him at first, some obscene reason, and I can remember him
Dyed his
coming
hair.
up and having a chat and being like, "Oh, it was really good," and like and everything, and I was like, "I know you."
It's you.
Like that was kind of like it, and then I walked up to you guys, and I was like, "Is that dude in the Blackout?" Like,
I remember Turbulence Festival.
yeah, that's when I was thinking of like.
That both he and then Bob from the Blackout as well.
Yeah.
Both of them were like watching us and properly vibing. I was like, my like 13-year-old inner emo is screaming at that with the one with the bird shit in his hair. Was wow, like that is so. Good luck.
Yeah, Bob's the same guy as well from we chatted to him, didn't we?
We've been meaning to do a podcast with him for so long. We keep saying it, and then we've just never got around to it. So I feel like we need to get Bob on soon.
Do it, man. He was a lovely dude.
And we need to complete the Sapling trilogy. Like we've had Morgan and we've had Sean on separately, but we've never had them on at the same time.
Oh right, yeah. No, you have to. You have to.
So we have to complete the trilogy on that one.
Like shiny Pokemon card opposed to like the separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be the artwork for the episode and everything.
Oh mate, yes, do it. Limited edition of shiny.
Here's our first merch. It's 2 Pokemon cards of Morgan Richards and Sean Smith.
I'll buy them. You'll sell one.
One, but yes.
A little achievement unlocked in the corner of the screen comes on.
Yeah, literally. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate
Cheers, guys.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, froze again now. I'm freezing just at the end as well.
Bloody hell, that was a good chat. That was episode 55 of an Earful podcast with Jake and Claire of All Ears Avow. Thank you very much to those guys for coming onto the podcast.
So yeah, we hope you enjoyed the chat. Especially, like I said, the pet peeves bit was like probably like the best bit to look forward to because it's so relatable. Like getting shat on is like the fucking worst thing.
It's well, if you like washing your car and then the bird immediately takes a shit on it, is like the most annoying thing. Can't believe we've never had that either.
Well, that's it. Like this is the best thing about like when you get different guests on and you can sort of mix it up and just say just tell us like the pettiest thing ever, and they turn out to be like the funniest things because like you said, no one's brought up the fact about bird shit yet, but when you think of it, it's fucking. Yeah, it's annoying.
And I think that's the first time we've ever had The Exorcist as a favourite scary movie.
Shit, yeah. Might be actually.
Finally ticked it off the list.
Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise than that, if you haven't already, and if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to check out all 54 of our previous episodes, plus bonus episode, plus Hardcore Project, plus Silver Screen Unseen. You know the spiel by now, but make sure to go and check that all out on our YouTube channel if you're already there. Hello. You can see
and subscribe. There's a big little red subscribe button.
Little things somewhere, whichever way you're watching it. But anyway, yeah, you get the gist. You can also watch it you can't watch it, you can stream it on all of our podcasting platforms that we're on. So that is Spotify, that is Apple Music. There's probably some really bizarre one I've not thought of yet, but make sure to either give us a follow on there, just share the love, spread the word. We love doing these things and we want to carry on doing it. So make sure you spread the word about that. Otherwise than that, you can also check out a brand new episode of Silver Screen Unseen, which is coming soon. So just bear with us. It is a good one.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And as well, you can also keep updated on all of our episodes and upcoming stuff, which there is a lot of juicy, good stuff coming up. I don't know why I went to like proper Pennywise about that then. But you can also check that out in our socials. So that is the obvious places of Instagram. That is Facebook. We don't really use Facebook. So it's mainly just check out Instagram. That's mainly when we...
I feel like that's where we like sharing most of our content on it. And I know what you mean. Like with Facebook, I don't know. We try to be active on there, but
nah. But yeah, go check out our Instagram. Give us a follow. Give us a share. Comment when if you like the episode. Share the episode post. Do whatever you like. But yeah, that's about it from us. Otherwise than that, we will see you next time.
See you later. Thank you.
See you later.